Okay guys, breaking news. If you haven't heard already, Moderna has just jumped up 176% at the time that I am making this video. And we're going to explore as to why. So this is a biotech company that just had a massive breakthrough with a experimental cancer vaccine specifically for skin cancer. And their market cap is currently 69.62 billion, which means that at least $30 billion have moved into this stock, is what I'm assuming based on the percentage jump. But we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the news articles to try to kind of find out why all this is happening. Okay, so here we have a lot of AI summaries that have now just started popping up all over these different stock websites. And it says that Moderna stock surged after its personalized mRNA melanoma vaccine achieved a significant phase 3 trial success, marking a pivotal moment in cancer treatment. This breakthrough in collaboration with Merck has implications for both companies and the wider oncology market. So this is huge. If you guys don't know, this officially makes Moderna one of the best cancer institutes, cancer research institutes in the world now, if everything here is factual, because they now have the credibility of having a vaccine produced that works and was a success. I know a lot of this is still experimental, but with the billions of dollars going into this and the amount of individuals that probably know a lot more than we do and are actually like insiders or friends of insiders, etc., this is almost the real thing. I'm assuming this is the real thing based on all the money that was moved here. And I know sometimes that can be a flaw in our society, but based on the information, I saw a Wall Street Journal article somewhere, and it seems like this is very legitimate. And so it looks like the success is still not marketable for the company. And although I do want to take a moment and say that this is huge for mankind as a species to find some form of treatment in skin cancer, because who knows, maybe this research could help them with other forms of cancer and research in different areas just to like actually fight that critical condition that a lot of people succumb to. So one thing I do want to say is that it looks like they haven't presented the full trial data to regulators yet, which means that there's still a lot of like commercial launches that haven't taken place, and there's no approvals of certain things yet. Honestly, depending on how new this is, I'd be curious as to the side effects. Now, there is something to be said about the widespread implications to this, and of course, with the science breakthrough and everything, there's always people trying to capitalize. Lucky for you guys, I mean, I guess this is a channel focused mainly on finance and science, so let's all have appreciation for how great of a breakthrough and step for mankind that this is. But on a financial aspect, you're looking at this and you're like, wow, this stock just doubled. How do I make money from this? Well, you have to really try and foresee what comes next, because buying into the Moderna stock now doesn't really make sense. It's not really the financial wise decision to make, because you're doing it off of impulse and the jump has already happened, right? Unless it's going to double again tomorrow, which could happen if they commercialize this and or find more breakthroughs immediately in other areas of cancer research. But they do have, I believe I read somewhere that they're trying to train an AI to help them with their cancer research and their studies. Now, obviously, when some companies are trying to benefit from something like this, it means that there should be some other companies that could also benefit. Something I've learned in the stock market is that there's usually a winner and a loser, or maybe two winners. A winner that you see directly, which would be, in this case, Moderna, and then a winner that we can't foresee just yet. So, for example, if you hear about some sort of aerospace tragedy or an airplane crash or something, and it's not the airline's fault, usually it's manufacturer's fault, and then the stock market will react accordingly depending on who that specific person is, but it doesn't always become apparent right away. And something with this Moderna case is me trying to figure out what companies benefit from this other than Moderna, right? And or what companies stand to lose other than Moderna. And that's where you would stage your monetary bets, whether you buy a stock, sell a stock, buy puts, buy calls, whatever, what have you. Knowing that information is key to kind of moving your money where the big money goes, right? You have to get ahead of the curve, ahead of the game, and try to really see who would benefit from this the most, other than the people, of course. I'm just going to read a part of this article here. What we're trying to do here is to tell the immune system that it missed the signature of the tumor cell if you have cancer. Moderna CEO Stefan Bancel tells Time of Intismeran. This product basically allows us to teach the immune system about the mutation in your cancer that allows the cancer to grow. The study involved 1,137 people with stage 2 to stage 4 melanoma who received surgery, then were randomly assigned to receive either the combination of therapies or Keytruda for just over 1 year. Intismeran is the first of its kind autogene therapy that relies on studying a patient's cancer mutations, making mRNA sequences of those mutations and giving them back to the patient so their immune systems can recognize the tumor signals in the way it would a virus, in what's known as a therapeutic vaccine. One of the advantages of the mRNA platform is its ability to generate such genetic sequences relatively quickly, in a matter of weeks, which is essential for scaling up more personalized cancer treatment approaches. Keytruda works by unveiling the cancer cells, which can often hide from the immune system since they start out as normal cells before picking up mutations that make them grow out of control. The companies did not provide specific details about the recurrence or survival rates, but earlier this year reported at ASCO, a major cancer conference, from an earlier stage study that showed that the combination lowered the risk of recurring melanoma by 49% and lowered the risk of distant spread of cancer or death by 59%. Wow. The latest results bring some good news to Moderna, which has seen its stock drop after reaching highs during the COVID pandemic following the development of the first mRNA vaccine against SARS-CoV-2. In 2025, Bancel laid off 10% of the workforce, amounting to 500 to 800 employees worldwide, after a combination of sagging sales from the COVID shot and loss of important government contracts to develop pandemic flu vaccines based on mRNA technology. In August, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, approved the first mRNA flu shot, developed by Moderna, but only after initially refusing to review the company's submission. It would be unethical for us to tell people to come on a study of something that we don't know if it works, when people are fighting for their lives. That's why we did the study together with Keytruda, which can improve outcomes, and we tried to show that the combination was better. And we did. From a scientific standpoint, there is no scientific sense that it would work in melanoma and not work in another tumor type, he says, of the mRNA-based approach. I think it will be transformational. Think about if you get a screening x-ray and find stage 1 lung cancer. Then you get Intismeran, which is like a vaccine so you have no severe toxicity, like with other immunotherapy. Think about getting this product on your way to work or even potentially at your local pharmacy. That would be an incredible change in care, and it can help reduce the risk of metastasis and have a profound impact on patients as well as prevent people from getting very severe disease. Moderna is also studying Intismeran in stage 3 lung cancer and hoping to see similarly encouraging results as they did in melanoma patients. And its scientists are studying the compound in kidney, pancreas, and bladder cancers in 9 ongoing studies. Because of all the things we learned over the years in the field of immunology, we believe this molecule will be used in many different cancer types. Okay, so it does look like this article here from Time does go deeper into what they actually found, where they're going with this, and they're already trying to use it in other cancer treatment areas. And for the most part, I just wanted to do a quick overview on what's going on in terms of the story. Now, with the actual stock itself, it does look like this stock was not doing too well for the past. I guess now, every time you look back, it looks a little bit better, right, than it did before. But it looks like they had a super high in 2021 and then had a huge drop off over here, going from $400 a share or so average to somewhere around $26, and now they're back at $174. Let's look at that all-time graph real quick. 2021, their highest, yeah. So the average is somewhere around $400. Just a little bit after the COVID pandemic, and I think after they found the vaccine and were providing that for everybody. And I guess they did have a lot of government contracts, and it looks like now they're picking up some traction again. But the stock itself just goes to show you that these biotech companies sometimes don't have that longevity of value, because there's always going to be something new that people are striving towards. Now, cancer is a little bit different because it's been such a huge problem for people for many, many years. And training AI to develop some sort of mRNA vaccine might actually help this company if they can monetize the value or the data of the actual AI or the product, intellectual property, what have you. But yeah, for the most part, guys, I just wanted to touch base with you guys on that, give you my quick take, and try to get back into this space because this is my first official video looking at stocks again. So if you guys have any questions, comment them down below. Maybe there's something where I can do a little bit more in-depth and actually listen to one of their quarterly earnings calls. But I guarantee you, everybody is going to be listening to this next earnings call based on the amount of money that has just gone into this company. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.